I got a strange going on out here. Something just killed my dog.
Something killed your dog?
Hey everybody, welcome to the show. How are you guys doing? Tonight, you guys, we're going to be talking about winged cryptids, flying cryptids, Mothman, Jersey Devil, Thunderbirds, and some other thing out of West Virginia. How's everybody doing tonight? You guys, I've been busy. I've been working, trying to get people in on the chats. I love doing the live streams. I kind of did a little bit of investigation work as to why I'm not seeing the amount of traffic when I do a live stream through StreamYard versus the app on the phone. And this is what I found. Check this out. One of the things that I think I'm going to try doing next time is I'm going to try to schedule a live stream from my YouTube studio and then link it to StreamYard. Maybe go about that way. And hopefully it will trigger the same algorithm that my YouTube app does on my phone, because they're saying third-party tools like StreamYard don't always trigger the same algorithm boosts since YouTube prioritize its own ecosystem. So you guys, that makes perfect sense to me. That makes perfect sense to me. I got 20 in the chat right now, or 20 viewing. I don't know how many's in the chat. Everybody, hello. Can you hear me? Am I coming through okay? It's like everybody's saying hello to everybody. Let's see here. Roy's here. Bear's here. What's up there, Atkins? Renee, what's going on? Hey, Renee. So, you guys, this is what I'm going to talk about tonight. We're going to talk about this. We're going to talk about this guy. That's a rendition of the Jersey Devil. And then we're going to talk about this guy, the Mothman. Now, I don't know. I don't know. I feel a little inadequate in a way, I guess you can say, when it comes to the Mothman there. Because, one, he's got a six-pack going. Two, his pecs are fantastic. And three, it looks like he's got more hair on his chest than I do. So I don't know how I feel about that. I don't know how. That's kind of like an ego kick, right to the ego. So, yes, I remember Buzz Off from He-Man. I do. How's everybody doing? It's been an hour since we saw one another. That's true. I just wanted to get in here before and just say hi and let everybody know what was coming up with the live, what we're going to talk about. Ryan, how's it going? Tanya, Chelsea, Kim, how's it going? Roy, Grease Bag, everybody, hello, welcome. Richie, what's going on, buddy? Renee, what's going on? Crunch. Oh, Crunch is one of my regulars that jump in on my morning lives. Crunch, welcome. Kurt is too. Welcome. All right. It's kind of working. Genova, what's going on? Cheers. How's it going? All right, guys, we're going to go ahead and get into it. Hopefully some people jump in. Now, if you guys would like to invite more people in, definitely bring them in. You guys know the rules. No religion, no politics, no spamming, no unnecessary rude comments, because I have got a lot of mods in here. I'll tell you guys, thank you. Edward, what's going on? I'm scrolling up, seeing if I'm missing anybody. Robbie, what's up, buddy? Let's see here. Gruesome Twosome, how's it going, man? Again, thank you so much for jumping in, you guys. And we're going to go ahead and get right to it. Nick, what's up? Wait, Ghost is in here? Ghost, what's up, man? All right, guys, we're going to get into it. So we're going to talk about Steamboat. We're not going to talk about Steamboat. No Mexicans, just plain. Oh, Chino, you're awesome, man. You're funny. All right, guys, here we go. Ready? We're going to talk about Dano, no vampires. What's up? I don't really want to talk about vampires. They kind of scare me. All right, guys. Mothman, Point Pleasant, West Virginia. We're kind of going to go over. We're going to go over the initial sighting, and then I'm going to go through some more recent sightings and things like that. So here we go, guys. Mothman, Point Pleasant, West Virginia. It was late on Tuesday night, November 15th, 1966. Edgar, awesome. Just any of my mods, if you guys could please do this. If you see someone new that jumps in, ask them to put a 1 in the chat and let us know where they're from. And then kind of ask them, if they want to check out the other stuff that we have up for episode wise. Have them kind of check it out. And if they like, definitely subscribe to the channel. That'd be awesome. So back to the story of Mothman. So it was late November 15th, 1966. The four of us, me, my wife, and our friends Steve and Mary, we were out driving in the back roads north of Point Pleasant. We always cut past the old World War II ordnance works. Folks around here just call it the TNT area. The place gives you the chills even when nothing's going on. Rows of concrete igloos hidden in the trees, old power plants standing like ghosts from another war. We were just rolling past one of those power plants when we saw it. At first, the headlights caught something tall, gray, man-sized, but then the shape shifted, spread out. Wings? And like those red eyes. Red, glowing eyes like reflectors burning back at us out of the dark. It didn't move like any bird I've ever seen. It just stood there. Like it was just watching us. I pressed down hard on the gas, turned us back towards Point Pleasant. That's when it came off the ground. Whatever it was, it lifted up without so much as a flap. And the damn thing followed us. I had the car going close to 100 miles an hour down Route 62. And it kept pace right alongside, swooping in and out of the beams of the headlights. We could feel it, this presence, this dread. It felt like that it was hunting us. It was hurting us. None of us said much. Linda clutched my arm so hard that her nails dug in. Mary kept saying from the back seat, "Oh my God! Oh my God!" Steve just stared out the back window, white as a sheet. The minute we hit the town lights and the lights of Point Pleasant, they came into view, it veered away. It just peeled off into the dark like nothing I'd ever seen. We didn't think twice. We drove straight to the sheriff's office and told him everything. He looked us over, probably expecting that we had been drinking or joking, but he could see that we weren't. Deputies went back out there with us that night. They walked around the grounds, shining flashlights in the brush and old buildings. Nothing. Whatever it was gone. The next day, the paper came out. Front page of the Point Pleasant Register. Couples see man-sized bird, creature, something. That's our story in print for the whole town to read. By that evening, another paper across the river ran it again. Winged red eye thing chases Point Pleasant couple across the countryside. After that, it spread like fire. Everyone was talking about the thing in the TNT area. And then came the name. Somebody at the Huntington Herald Dispatch had a laugh. They called it the Mothman. In the headline, bird, plane, or Batman? Mason County's Hunt Mothman. What a joke to have them stuck so fast for us. We hadn't seen a moth or a man or any bird. What we saw was something alive that shouldn't have been there. Something that wanted us to know it was watching. And from that night on, Point Pleasant was never the same. Now, this happened in 1966. This happened November 15th, 1966. But did you know on November 12th, 1966, the Glendinning grave diggers, this is their encounter. We were working out at the cemetery in Glendinning. I think I'm saying that wrong, but bear with me. That Saturday night, 5 of us. It was late in the afternoon, sun dropped behind the trees. We'd just finishing lowering a vault when something caught my eye in the sky. At first, I thought it was a big crane or a hawk. Only it wasn't flapping. It was gliding, smooth as could be. Then I realized that it was no bird. It wasn't a bird at all. It looked like a man. But it was flying. Broad wings outstretched, legs dangling beneath it. We stood there, shovels in hands, not saying a word. Just staring as it drifted right over the cemetery, maybe 30 feet above us. Then it slipped into the trees. We didn't run, but none of us spoke for a long time. All I could think was, a man isn't supposed to fly. At least not like that. November 16th, 1966. The Bennett Wamsley Thomas encounter. That night, I was visiting Ralph and Virginia Thomas at their home in the TNT area. I had my baby girl with me, just a few months old. As we pulled into the driveway, I felt this strange heaviness, like the air itself went still. I got out, holding my baby, and that's when I saw it. Standing by the car, tall, gray, bigger than any man that I've ever seen, with wings folded tight and eyes burning red like hot coals. It was no more than a few steps away. My body locked up. My knees felt like rubber. I remember clutching the baby and not being able to scream. Then it moved, just shifted its weight, and I snapped out of it. I ran to the house, tripping on the porch steps, scrambling to get inside. Everyone in the house saw my face. They saw horror, terror. Later, when I tried to explain, I realized I couldn't even find the words. All I know is I'll never forget those eyes looking at me from the dark. Nine days later, on November 25th, 1966, Tom Urey had a daylight sighting. It was bright morning, maybe around 10 o'clock. I was driving north on Route 62 towards Point Pleasant. Out of the corner of my eye in the field off to the right, something moved. Something huge. At first, it was just a gray figure, but then it spread its wings out, easily 10 feet across. Without a single flap, it lifted straight off the ground, just like a helicopter, and crossed right over the hood of my car. I could see its body clear as day, shaped like a man but too tall, too broad, with those massive wings pulling it skyward. It did a couple circles. It didn't swoop, but it just circled. And then it climbed higher and higher until it was gone against the clouds. I pulled over and sat there. My heart was just a racing. It wasn't night. It wasn't my imagination. It was right there in broad daylight, as real as any living thing I'd ever seen in my life. And then it wasn't. Now, on November 14th, there was the Partridge Bandit dog encounter. Now, this was reported later. That night, my television started acting up, buzzing. The screen turned to static. Now, my dog Bandit was outside barking mad. I grabbed my flashlight and I stepped out to check on him. Out in the field, I saw two glowing red circles. They were showing back right at me like bicycle reflectors, only bigger and set wider apart. They were too high off the ground to be any animal that I knew of. Bandit, all of a sudden, he just tore off towards them. Before I could grab him, he disappeared into the dark, barking the whole way. Then, silence. Just silence. I called and I called. Bandit, he never did come back. I searched the fields until daylight, but he was gone. Something took him that night, and I've never seen my dog Bandit again. Closing out the year, there was what they call a broader wave. Constantine, what's up, brother? Many other residents reported seeing the same glowing eyes and gray winged body through the winter, gliding above cars, circling over the TNT area, even staring in windows. Some felt hypnotized or frozen when it looked at them. Others described sheer terror, as if the creature was feeding on their fear. These testimonies vary, but they're all consistent on two things: the red eyes and that gliding flight, silent and unnatural. Now, this was back in the 60s, and I did some more digging looking for more recent happenings. And what I found, someone had stated that they have been the Mothman has been seen in Illinois, and I found a lot of crazy things coming out of Illinois. Chicago, they call it the Chicago Phantom. From 2011 to 2019, this thing was sighted. It was late evening, and I was by Burnham Harbor, just watching the moonlit docks. Suddenly, I saw a massive figure with huge membranous wings like a gargoyle, maybe 9 feet tall, covered in dark fur. At first, I thought it was a bird, but then I realized that those were arms and legs like a human. It moved silently. Then it flew low, right above me, before it vanished in the night. Now, some people will say this is more of a campfire chatter. Okay. Um, Investigators like a gentleman, Lon Stickler, mapped 161 sightings in the Chicago area. Journalists and paranormal researchers pointed to winged humanoids in busy urban neighborhoods, even around the O'Hare National International Airport, describing them as silent, unsettling, and eerily human-like. These stories took off in popularity around 2011. They peaked in attention around 2017, with the most recent document sightings around 2019. Unsolved Mysteries actually revisited these accounts in 2024 in an episode titled "The Mothman Revisited." It chronicles the ongoing sightings and explores how legends stick and maybe why they never really go away. Now, I did some digging in the abyss known as Reddit, and I found a couple. Well, I found more than a couple, but I found two that kind of really intrigued me. This one's from Flagstaff, Arizona. It happened in July of 2020. I pulled into a side road to spend the night. When I stepped out, I saw two glowing red lights 20 to 30 feet high in a pine. They weren't aircraft lights. They swayed like eyes. I felt watched and left immediately. Only later did I learn about Mothman, and those red eyes matched perfectly. In rural, I know what I'm trying to say. Rural, Eastern Michigan. In 2006 or around 2007, uh, someone wrote that me and my friend were cruising around on skateboards right before dark. Something swooped low over us and crashed into the trees above us, snapping a big branch. Later we drove and saw it again flying over us, big wings and humanoid posture. So that's that. Now, I saw something that they said the Lake Michigan Mothman. Okay. O'Hare United Cargo, the security swarm. This happened July 22nd of 2021. And these are all coming from what I assume to be workers that work in the O'Hare National International Airport, United Cargo. I have one for Delta Cargo. So these I would take our ground crew people. Um, I was walking to the car with two friends later, the shift. Let's see, after the late shift at United Cargo, when I saw him, tall, 6+ feet, black as a shadow, standing beyond the fence. The ramp was bright as noon, and the planes were. Let's see, a plane was nosed in nearby, so there was no mistaking the outline. Wings folded tight, eyes that looked red when the flashlight hit them. A white SUV rolled up, then another, then more. TSA airport security, the whole circus. When the beams found him, he unfurled those bat wings and went up with a scream like train brakes. He circled twice, banking over our heads, then shot off towards the active runways. A TSA truck barked at us to clear out now. As we drove away, more units were racing in. I went home shaking, and by morning, we were all hearing the same thing on the floor. Can you guys guess what they were told? Because they all heard the same thing. What do you think they were told? What do you guys think that, what do you think they were told? Pretty much. Hello, is this thing on? Is this thing on? They were told, do not talk about it. Yep, that's exactly. Now, this is kind of crazy. At the same time, we were told to keep quiet. This is a follow up on the same night. 2 days later, I emailed an investigator from a throwaway account. They had a meeting at work. Management said it was just a big bird, a heron, and anyone discussing it outside would be fired. But I was on the ramp. I saw those red eyes. I saw the wings. Security was on scene within minutes because the tower could see all of the commotion. We had 8 of us on that plane. At least half saw it. I'm not losing my job over a monster story, but I'm not going to lie either. Let's see here. The same night, O'Hara on the Delta cargo ordered back into the car. I came around the curve by United Cargo and saw the flashers first. 8, maybe 10 security vehicles. Then it cleared the fence in a single rise, a giant man-shaped thing with huge wings angling towards the runway. I jumped out to grab a photo and immediately got yelled back into my car by an officer. Leave now. The response was way hotter than a stray goose. Around here, everyone's heard the stories, and everyone knows most of them get swept under the rug. Chicago Department of Aviation employee parking lot face-off. This happened April 15th of 2021. I stayed late at the office on the field and walked out around 9 p.m. I heard wing beats. I thought, geese? Then came a scream, a metallic sliding howl that went high, low, high. Nothing like a honk a goose would make. Janet, yes, I do. Well, one of my amazing, well, I'll do it here. Here we go. There is my email address. If you guys had an encounter you'd like to come on the show, I'd love to hear your stories. Please send me an email at that, at the Cryptid Podcast 72@gmail.com. Back to the stories. I looked towards the trees by the road. 2 red eyes stared back at me. When it stepped out, the warehouses backlit it. 7 to 8 feet tall. Black, skinny, a 10-foot wingspan of membraned wings. I froze. I couldn't breathe. Like my lungs would not work. A box truck rattled past, and the thing kicked into the air in 1 or 2 seconds, and it was gone. I felt hunted for days. I did not tell my boyfriend until I sent this report. Then, a Spanish-speaking truck driver saw something at the fence. He called it the demano. I was backed into a dock at Nippon, Nippon, and stepped out for a smoke. 2 street lamps lit the fence. That's where I saw it. Like a person with wings, at least 7 feet tall. The height cleared against the 8-foot fence. It walked with a bird's gait, wings half open and flapping. No eyes were visible. I think its back was to me, only the solid black outline. It moved towards the field and into the dark. I crossed myself and asked the Virgin to protect me. I told the investigator it felt evil, like a demon, and I wouldn't talk more about it. I'm going to jump back here in the chat. I'm going to see what's going on. I see people jumping in. Water Bear, good to see you, man. Good to see you. True legend. You don't have to call me a true legend, Constantine. Let's see what's going on here. Unknown cryptid. Hello, everyone. I believe Mothman shows up when there's a major catastrophe, like a bridge or a building or a land that had some. I've heard that same thing. If you guys are new to the chat, new to the channel, please drop a 1 in the comments. Let us know where you're from. Janet, I look forward to getting the email from you. I'd love to schedule a time for you to be on. Wade, what's going on? Paul Intro, how are you doing, man? I'd actually love to fly like a giant moth. I think I would too. Maybe a bat. Hooking Good Creations by Tina C. Hello, how are you? Again, Constantine. See, am I missing anybody? Kurt, thank you so much, man. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you so much. I truly appreciate that. Love it, Dan. Stay weird and question everything. You know what, man? I don't take anything laying down. Well, maybe. But that's a totally different podcast, you guys. Okay, Paul, I think that's a good question. Okay, let me find Paul's question. I'm looking for it, Paul. Mothman attracted to lights? You never know, man. I mean, he's showing up at O'Hare International Airport, and there's lots of lights around airports. We know that for a fact, so maybe. Let's see here. Any recent sightings? I'm getting to that. Hopefully we find some recent sightings. I think the most recent one I saw was like 2020. But I'm sure there may be more. All right. Did I catch up with everybody? Am I missing anybody? Let's see what we got here. Man, Renee, thank you, buddy. Appreciate that. Wade Fisher. John Stein, what's up, brother? Grace, what's going on? Hi, how are you? My guy. All right, you guys. Awesome. All right, guys. Back to the stories. This one happened October 2019, Rosemont Night Walk. The wrong place, wrong time sighting. I couldn't sleep and took a walk to clear my head. Near the waterfall, I saw a very tall, very thin man beside a smaller, frail figure with a big head. They were whispering. I couldn't hear, but then the tall one unfurled enormous wings, tucked them, and when two women wandered up in a daze, a blue light snapped on, blinding, and the small one and the woman were just gone. The winged one stepped, flapped, and lifted like a big goose, slow and steady, and then vanished. After that, the phone call started. Silent lines. A stranger approached me at lunch saying he was an investigator. I stopped talking to anyone. I still don't sleep right. What the heck did I just read? What is going on? Janet, thank you so much for the $2. Thank you. I truly appreciate it. Okay, Water Bear, Canada sucks. I feel like I identify as an American on the inside. Can I become a Canadian refugee in America? But you're more than welcome to come to America, man. As long as you come through a port of entry. Rosemont Waterfall is located in the corner of Higgins and River Road, northeast corner. Oh, Johnny Half knows what's going on. All right. All right, you guys. We've got Lakeshore Drive, North Avenue Curve, rush hour launch. This happened in 2017, July 2017. We were headed south on Lakeshore, just passing the curve by North Avenue Beach, when something exploded up from underneath the bridge, straight up, hard to the lake. I was driving, no time to gawk. My boyfriend watched it clear the tree line in a second or two and point towards Navy Pier. and the Jardin plant. All black, wings same color as the body, moved like a fast, silent bat, the size of a car door. It left the four of us swerving and wide awake. Lincoln Park, Arlington Place, giant bat over the street, June 3rd, 2017. We just finished a late dinner and we're strolling on Arlington Place. Under the sodium lamps, a shape skimmed along the road, 7 or 8 feet tall. If I had a height, 12-foot wingspan, it had a black-skinned winged body that tapered to a point. It made no sound. It glided east, then rose up into the dark. A sense of wrongness hung over the block long after it was gone. So let me ask you guys this. Anybody who may have had encounter with the Mothman or have done extensive research with the Mothman or visited Point Pleasant to get more information, is that a common thing where there's like a sense of wrongness, a sense of dread, a sense of offness when the Mothman shows itself? Just a question. Lake Michigan, circling a boat, April 15th and 16th, 2017. This is what caught my eye, and I did a little deep dive on this one. So I'm going to read this, and then later on down, I've come up with some of the stuff. So we were 2 miles off Montrose, toasting a birthday, when a bat as tall as my 6'4" husband drifted into the moon glow and circled us 3 times silently. Eyeshine winked as it banked blacker than the sky. Minutes later, a bright green object slid along the horizon. Back at the dock, I couldn't stop shaking. I felt pure dread. Another witness that night across town at the produce market swore a massive owl man stood watching a crowd of people before launching with just the same burnt brakes scream, different neighborhoods, but the same feeling. What's up, Randy? What's up, Paul? So here is the number 1 incident. 2 miles off Montrose Harbor, it circled us 3 times at around 10 p.m. We were 6 on the water, me, my husband, and 2 other couples. We were about 2 miles off Montrose for a birthday toast. The lake was calm. I looked up and there was this giant black bat-shaped figure as tall as my husband, maybe taller. It was blacker than the night. Its wings were out and the eyes had a shine to them when it angled past the light. It made no sound, it just glided. It went around our boat 3 full circles, slow and deliberate, like it was inspecting us. Then it banked towards Montrose and slipped into the dark in seconds. We were just staring at each other. We were stunned. I tried to get a picture. My phone only caught solid black. About 5 minutes later, a green object crawled north to south along the horizon. Not a plane, wrong color, wrong motion. That's when the feeling hit me, a wave of dread so strong. I said, "We're done. Get us off the water now." We headed in. Nobody talked. I filed a report the next day because I needed it on record. Now, the second sighting, which happened about 30 minutes after the first sighting, it was on Lechusa. They say the Lechusa or Lechusa. I think it's Spanish for owl. On the street, a cluster sighting about 10:30. We were out. Let's see here. We were out talking with friends when we heard big wing beats. One of my guys yelled he saw a lechuza lechuza, a witch owl from back home by the road. We walked closer, and this huge owl stood upright on two legs and it stared us down. I'd call it 6 feet easy with glowing red eyes. Everybody freaked out. Somebody yelled, and it launched towards North Avenue. The kids around us were crying. Everybody was rattled. Call it an owl if you want. I've seen owls, and this was no owl. Here's another one from O'Hara. Fire Station 3 rooftop watch. This happened in 2022, December 29th, 2022, but was reported January of 2023. I am CFD, so Chicago Fire Department, posted at O'Hara Station 3 by the HVAC plant. At around 11 p.m., I stepped out and saw a figure perched on the plant, a humanoid body, big wings, and those red, unblinking eyes locked onto me. We've all heard the talk, and by the end of that week, 2 more guys on my shift volunteered their own sightings from around the field. None of us wanted our names out there. We like our jobs. And you guys, that is what I have for Mothman. What are your thoughts? Yeah, it's this guy right here. There's Mothman. What are your thoughts, guys? Ew. Uh-oh, the bombardier's in. You guys, are you enjoying the live? Are you having fun? Oh, for sure, Kimberly. Absolutely. So, what do you guys think? I know there's a small delay, so what's up, Scott? Charleston, I'm wondering the same things. What's up, Jason? Hey, Lisa. Welcome to the show. It's okay. We just got done talking about the Mothman. You guys, I'm not sure what I'm gonna put Lisa's story up or her episode up. I have to look at my calendar because I have to write everything down and kind of get everything squared away so I don't mess up because I'm coming up on 100 episodes, you guys. And Tuesday, I am interviewing a person for the 100th episode. So, um, yeah, it's gonna be good. So I want to make sure I don't mess anything up when I'm posting them or anything like that. So, um, but yeah, so the next thing we're going to be talking about, Jason, what's up, buddy? We're gonna be talking about this guy right here. Right here. The Jersey Devil. That's right, folks. We're talking about the Jersey Devil. So, let's see. Ever smell dude, you're gonna think I'm weird. I love the smell of mothballs. Janet, she just like slaps me in the face. That's awesome. Well, if I didn't like your podcast, I wouldn't be listening. True, true. All right. Ray, thank you so much, man. Thank you. I so appreciate that, buddy. Thank you. All right. Here we go. What do you mean congratulations, Dano? On what? Oh Lord, no. Let's see here. I'm a New Jersey high school grad north. Okay. Yeah, I can't believe 100 episodes, you guys. I can't believe. And let me look here real quick. Let's see here. Um, I forgot what I was looking for. Okay, here we go. You guys, I am at 4,606 subscribers. Thank you so much. You guys, I am 394 subscribers away from 5,000 subscribers. And I'm going to keep working. I'm going to keep grinding. I'm going to keep pushing. I'm going to keep trying to bring things to you guys. I don't want to be a cookie cutter podcast. I don't want to be um I don't want to be um the same old podcast. And I know that's why Josh and we try to make our podcast a little different. Um so let's rock and roll with the Jersey Devil. The origins of the Jersey Devil. The Mother Leeds Curse, 1735 folklore. The most famous origin story says a woman named Deborah or Mother Leeds, already burdened with many children, cursed her 13th unborn child, crying, "Let it be the devil." When the child was born, it allegedly transformed, sprouting wings, claws, and horse-like or goat-like head and a forked tail. Before flying up the chimney and into the woods, this story was first told orally and began appearing in print in the 18th and 19th century as a local legend. Early sightings of the Jersey Devil in the 18th and 19th centuries. Farmers report livestock killings, strange cries in the woods, and a winged creature terrorizing their barns. Newspapers occasionally carried "Monster in the Pines" story. Revolutionary figures like Commodore Stephen Decatur and Joseph Bonaparte, Napoleon's brother, who lived in New Jersey in the 1820s, were even said to have encountered or even hunted it. In There's a thing called the 1909 flap. The biggest historical wave of sightings came in January of 1909 when, for one terrifying week, hundreds of reports streamed in from across southern New Jersey, Philadelphia, and Delaware. Newspapers described hoof prints in the snow on rooftops. Trolley cars were attacked, police firing their guns at a winged beast, and schools were even closed. Some residents organized posses to hunt it. This outbreak cemented the Jersey Devil in regional folklore. Now I'm going to tell you guys this, okay? I was stationed at Fort Dix, New Jersey. I'm prior Air Force. I was a security police officer, and I was at Fort Dix, New Jersey, going through Air Base Ground Defense Level 1. And what that is we're trained to learn to defend an Air Force base. But we also went through ground combat training, okay? And we spent quite a bit of time out in the Pine Barrens. And the instructors would tell us about this demon or devil type creature known as the Jersey Devil. I didn't know what the Jersey Devil was. They also told us about, you know, feral people living in the woods in the Pine Barrens, and would talk about airmen missing or recruits missing. after being out on maneuvers. Now, I think a lot of times they told us this to try to scare us. And, I'm not lying. It did scare you because you really don't know. Because sometimes you get some joker out in the woods making noises while you're out on, posted on guard duty or something like that, just to see if they can scare you. But I can tell you, I never had an encounter in the Pine Barrens with the Jersey Devil. So, on October 12th, 2015, a gentleman named Dave Black was out on Route 9 near Galloway Township. He said, I was driving home from work around on Route 9, rolling past the golf course when something on the shoulder made me tap my brakes. It looked, no joke, I kid you not, like a llama-sized animal stepping in and out of the trees. Then it spread out bat-like wings. My window was down. There was no engine cough, no flapping, just this wrong, quiet shape. I grabbed my phone. I snapped a shot as it launched off the ground, and I watched it glide across the road and vanish over the tree line. I sent the photo to a local outlet because I wanted an explanation, not laughs. People called it a fake. I get that. But I know what I saw, and the picture is the best I could get in a handful of seconds on a dark stretch of Route 9. Okay, so I saw someone tell Dano. What do they need to tell me? What did I miss? What did I miss? Ray let Dano know I just jumped back in. Hey, what's up? Good to have you back. Yeah, I did read that, Jason, about Mothman showing up on 9/11. I heard that was debunked. Air Force Survival School near here used to give trainees a pamphlet of local predator. Yep, I would love to get a hold of one of those pamphlets. For real. If you have a way of getting a hold of one of those pamphlets, please let me know. I'd love to get a hold of one. Yeah, Fairchild Air Force Base. Swamp Dog, what's up, buddy? All right, back to the show. Emily Martin, Leeds Point night video, October 2015. Now, you guys, the reason I don't show videos or pictures that were taken is because I don't know the whole ramifications about copyright infringement and things like that. And the last thing I want to do is get the channel flagged for something where I unintentionally, did so. So Emily was out near Leeds Point after dark when something crossed the sky just above the tree line. A rigid body, winged silhouette. It glided in a way that I didn't read like any bird I'm used to seeing. I hit record and caught a short clip before it slipped into the dark. 15 seconds maybe. The footage isn't pretty, it's grainy and quick. Sorry guys. But it's exactly what I saw. A black bat-winged figure moving over a birthplace everyone talks about. I posted it because people around here trade stories. I figured, let the video speak for itself. The reaction was split. Half stated, that's the devil. The other half, it's a Halloween puppet. Believe what you want. That's what went over my head that night. Now, I looked around, Mr. Anderson. I did some diving and see if there were any military sightings of the Jersey Devil. From what I found, Fort Dix during World War II, Army acknowledges soldier sightings. Details were not provided. Night training out in the scrub, the pines swallowed the beams of every flashlight. Then the scream, metallic and wrong. We all froze. Over the tree line, something black cut across the stars with wings. Not a plane, not an owl. We shouldered up, counted heads, and kept moving. Nobody wanted to be there. No one wanted to be the one to say the word devil on the U.S. Army range. There you go. Mr. Anderson, if you're new to the chat, drop a 1 in the comments and let us know where you're from. You guys, I'm the host, Dano. Look at Ray. Thanks, buddy. I'm driving through the Pine Barrens. You're doing that right now, Ray? Bro, keep your eyes open. Someone spoke of the Matrix. Yeah, I heard someone. Oh, you're in Vancouver, British Columbia. Awesome. Awesome. Hey, Mr. Anderson, welcome to the show, man. So you guys, if you're new, again, thank you for dropping the 1, Mr. Anderson. If you like what you're hearing, like what you're seeing, if you could go over and check out some of the other episodes I have posted. I have almost 100 episodes. And if you like what you see, consider subscribing to the channel. Don't forget to hit those notification bells. And then sent you a Facebook page with, good. Awesome. I want to try to get an original one, though. Sabrina, are you done? No, I'm not done. We still got a lot of time to go. And then, nope, you didn't miss anything, kiddo. I just saw the recommended video. I have a Thunderbird encounter and have been studying them lately. Oh, Mr. Anderson. This is for you. Check this out. I would love to hear your encounter. Please shoot me an email at thecryptidpodcast72@gmail.com. Thecryptidpodcast72@gmail.com. Go ahead and shoot me an email if you're willing to share. If you're not, no big deal. No problems, no worries. Still would like to hear about it. It's pretty awesome. Oh, you do. You do. Well, you guys, Sabrina is very, very active in her with her heritage. And she has been bestowed a great honor with her tribe. And so she's very, very busy. Hopefully in the next few weeks she'll be back on side by side with my picture. And when Maggie feels when she's ready, she is more than welcome to come back. I'm not going to push the issue. I just asked it. I will subscribe and I can share a tale that awesome. That'd be great. I appreciate that, Mr. Anderson. But if everybody could just kind of keep Maggie and her family in your prayers, I'd greatly appreciate it. Maggie lost her daughter. Her daughter was 26 years old, and the family's going through a really rough time right now. She left behind 2 beautiful children, and we just want to hold, Maggie and her husband Rick and Sonia's children. We want to hold them up and let God's grace fall upon them and their whole family. So, yeah. All right, guys. I am going to get back to the show. Here we go. Are we ready? So another encounter that I found regarding military, this was Fort Dix in the 90s. Now, guys, I'm going to tell you, I was at Fort Dix in 1991. Maneuvers match, Army, military. We were on maneuvers when it skimmed the treetops, long wings, awkward, like a broken kite that would fall. A couple of us saw the thing. We had the same angle, same dead silent glide. During the debrief, stuck to radios and routes. Off the record, every piney story I've ever heard felt a lot less funny after that. So, No, I did see what you wrote, and I repeated it. They found another animal on the farm. Absolutely. Trust me, I'm paying attention, man. All right, so that's it for the Jersey Devil. The next thing we're going to talk about is the Thunderbirds, but I'm going to get into the chat because I'm missing a bunch of stuff. What's going on here? So, um, Swamp Dog, you said earlier that you are working with you're working with animal control and DNR out in that area. Now, what did they find? All right, Janet. What kind of animal did they find out there? Yeah, water bear. There are some absolutely crazy things going on out there. Yeah, I know you're helping out, but what animal did they find out on the farm? First, it was a horse, and was it one of the farmer's animals? Really, another horse. Same thing. Same as the last one. If you guys are not aware, so about 3 weeks ago, Swamp Dog came on and was telling us about um his Dogman encounters. Now, Swamp Dog's in New Jersey. Okay. Um, and you guys, that was an absolutely crazy live stream. Um, because I believe, and a lot of people that were in the chat that night believe that we had an actual Dogman encounter happening live on the live stream. Now, I have pictures from that live stream, and I'm going to start posting them right this second. So, this is from the area. Now, Swamp Dog was sitting in an area, and the way he was sitting at first, his his truck was facing forward, okay? And he was hearing footsteps. He was hearing something going on uh out in the woods in front of him, and he had enough of it. Now, his wife was with him, and she started getting freaked out. And when he got out of the truck, he said, "Hold the camera up, hold my phone up, face the camera forward." And he turned the brights on. And when he turned the brights on, this is what I saw and a lot of other people saw. Now, other people did come forward and say, well, there was also one on the right. I didn't see the thing on the right. I've had ton of pictures people sent to me. And again, these are the only ones that I'm using at this point in time. But so where the blue circle is, when he turned when the brights got turned on, the blue circle, that's what I saw. That's the first thing that I saw, and I saw it without this blue circle. I was like, "Holy smokes." And what I saw, it went forward and to the left. Now, if you kinda look on the right side of that blue circle, right between that big tree and then those other little trees, it looks like there's something right there as well. It looks like you could almost make out like a back of a foot and a leg, like it was also taking off and heading out to the right. All right. And then here's another frame. This is the next frame. Same area. Now, if you look again, what was circled in blue is no longer there. If you look at that center tree, and then if you kind of look over to the right a little bit, what looked like the bottom of a foot is no longer there. It's no longer there. Take a look. So there's that. And then there's that. If you look, it looks like a bottom of a foot right there. And then here's this next one. And then here's old Swamp Dog himself coming into frame because he's had it. And he gets out there and he starts hollering at him. And then he gets back in the truck. And Swamp Dog, he actually walked up in there. He walked past that center tree. He had walked past that center tree. So he gets in there and starts hollering or whatever, and he comes back and he gets in the truck. But what he does now is he moves his truck where instead of him having to back out and then take off down the road, he had backed out and positioned his truck so then he could immediately just take off straight down the road, which was a smart thing to do because again, he was hearing things. Now, early on in the live chat, the live stream, I heard something and he asked if I heard it. And I wasn't 100% sure what I heard. I didn't want to say anything, but it sounded to me like it was a howl. And he heard the same thing. Now, later on, and again, I'm not going to get into too much great detail because I want you to go check out that live stream. It was amazing. Is labeled titled Dogman Encounters. We had heard vehicles drive past this road at least 2 or 3 times. At least 2 or 3 times. And I had seen what I thought were taillights before. No big deal. So after he had moved his truck, all of a sudden, in the yellow circle, you see that little red dot. I saw that red dot pop up. And for a second, I just kind of stood there, or not stood there. I sat here and I was looking at that. He was talking, and I was focused on that red dot because it just appeared out of nowhere. You didn't hear anything, heard no traffic, and it wasn't like heavy traffic. It'd be an occasional car, occasional truck. And so I asked him, I go, "Hey, Swamp Dog, did a truck just drive by?" And he's like, "No." Do you have any red lights on your dash that are illuminated right now? He's like, "No." And then shortly after I asked that, I saw that pop up. And I told him, I said, "Do you have your window down?" And he's like, "Yeah." I go, "Man, you need to roll your window up because you have something coming up on the side of your truck." And the chat was going absolutely bananas. We have people that are sensitive. We're telling, listen, this is it's not it's not a Bigfoot that's out there with you. Because we had heard a howl and he said, "Oh, it's the boys. It's the boys. Let me know that they're here." And I'm like, "What do you mean the boys?" He goes, "Yeah, there's like three Sasquatch that it's three Sasquatch that come into the area. They know me, they know my voice, they know my truck, they know the sound of my truck, and they just howl and they let me know when they're in the area." And everybody, there's Anna, she was in, Sabrina was in, and there was a couple other people and like those are not Bigfoot, those are not Sasquatch. He needs to get out of there. Tell him to get out of there right now. And that's why I was telling him, I was relaying what everyone was saying, get out of there, those are not. And just as his audio started messing up and his video started messing up, I heard something. And then like the video froze for a second. And then he took off. Now this is the funny thing, you guys. When he started talking, before he started talking about his encounters, his audio and his video was perfect. There was nothing wrong with it. But when he started talking about what he's seen in that area, he talked about how one had grabbed his wife and that he had shot one. When he had shot one with his 44 Magnum, audio and video started going bananas. It would pixelate. It sounded like he was talking underwater. It sounded like he was a robot. Then all of a sudden he just dropped. He had to reconnect. I had to bring him back onto the channel. That happened like 2 or 3 times. But when everybody was telling him to get out of there, go, leave, get out of there. And I heard that noise just as he was getting ready to pull out. Now, he got about a mile down the road or so, and his audio and his video cleared up 100%. He had no problems. Now I'm telling you, you guys need to go back. Mr. Shadows, what's going on? And Joanna, it's nice to see you. What's up, JP? But yeah, you guys go back and check out that live stream. Check it out. And then the next day or the next couple days, some weird stuff was happening and going on. Out of the farm. And Steamboat, I'm going to have you on again because I want you to talk about those issues, those things that are going on as well. All right. I'll have you on again for sure. All right, guys, let's talk about Thunderbirds. All right. So, you guys, we all know about Thunderbirds, giant eagle-looking creatures or giant types of birds or whatever. Dano, from all my investigation research, I think all cryptids are shape-shifting aliens from Bigfoot to the York. What's your take on the subject? That's a great comment. And the question is for me, I've only encountered Bigfoot. From what I can say, from what I saw, was 100% flesh and blood. I don't feel that they're part of the woo, so to speak. But again, I haven't seen them walk through a portal. I haven't seen them shapeshift. I don't think Sasquatch are shapeshifters. But again, and I haven't seen anything like that happen. So there are people that probably share the exact same thing. So it's out there. Oh, you're leaving, Paul? Man, thanks for coming in, man. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Darth Revan 2.0. What's going on? Robbie, hello. You're leaving? All right, man. I'll talk to you later, brother. Hope you get it. Hope you get that raccoon for your parents. Paul, it's great having you in the chat tonight. Thank you for coming in and stopping by and saying hi. Appreciate it. All right, guys, we're going to talk about Thunderbird. So, Tombstone, Arizona. It says, not much, glad to be here. Are you new to the chat, Darth Revan? If you're new to the chat, drop a 1 in the comments. If anybody's new to the chat, drop a 1 in the comments. Let us know where you're from. And if you'd like to see what the channel has, I've got over 100, almost 100 episodes up. And if you like what you see, please consider subscribing to the channel and hit those notifications so you know when we go live. Look at Ray. Ray's dropping bombs. Thank you, buddy. You're from California. Nice. No, I did not. Chris, what's going on? Just joining in, everyone. I had a large owl-like being ascend down from above me and quickly yelled out and dropped to the ground. I clearly remember hearing a wing flap noise just before this. Ooh. Chris, where are you from? Wait, no, I did not. What did Robbie say? I did not see because I'm reading. I can't really see the whole chat, especially when everybody's having a great time. I saw a live stream and figured I would join. Thanks for joining, man. I'm trying to get that out in the algorithm because I use StreamYard. And you guys, after we get done talking about these flying cryptids, I'm going to be doing another live stream I call Night Chatter. And I do that from my phone. And for some reason, the algorithm is way different. So appear to be a large human with body, huge wings. Wow. Someone please drop my email address, or is it already up? I don't know if it's already up. Here, let me put it up here. If you guys have had an encounter and you'd like to share and possibly be a guest on the show, please shoot me an email at thecryptidpodcast72@gmail.com. That's thecryptidpodcast72@gmail.com. JP, what's up, dude? Thank you so much. Come on, man. I appreciate that, bro. Thank you. Thank you. Man. Seriously, guys, thank you so much. Honestly, you guys, it's not necessary but it is so I'm so thankful for it, you guys. Thank you so much. And the memberships, thank you so much, you guys. Seriously, thank you. Ray, Ashes, everybody who's donated any. Let's see, what's I got so much stuff going on here tonight. Curtis is a new member. Kurt with a $5 super chat. Renee drops a gifted sub. Janet with a $2 super chat. Ray with 149 gifted subs. Thank you so much. JP, thank you for the super sticker. Paul, come on, man. Thank you, bro. Ashes with a gifted membership. Oh my gosh. Thank you guys so much. Ray, come on, man. Oh, you guys, I still got a bunch of stuff to talk about. Guys, seriously, man, you guys do not understand how much that means to me. It really does. It means so much to me. Wow, look at you guys, man. Thank you so much. Oh, Janet, I'll check out that email. I promise you I will. I'll get back to you. Man, you guys. Seriously. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Sabrina, I don't deserve that, you guys. Thank you so much. Thanks, guys. I truly appreciate it. I really do. I love all you guys too. Thank you so much. Man, you guys, honestly, you have no idea how much it means. I mean, especially right now, man. It's it's I'm going through some pretty crappy times right now. Not personally. I mean, it's just like my truck, something's wrong with my truck. I don't know what's going on with it. Um my water softeners. Oh, Ray, you're gonna my water softener's all messed up and I don't know what's going on. So thank you so much, you guys. I truly appreciate you guys. Thank you. Oh, you guys suck for making me cry. All right. Let's uh you guys, for real. I just like getting on here and talking to you guys. I really do. That's it. Greasebag. Thank you so much, man. All right. People are gonna come in, they're gonna see me crying, and they're gonna be like, "Oh, F this dude. Get off of here, he's crying." All right, let's talk about these Thunderbirds. So Tombstone, Arizona. This is like an 1890. So when was White Earp and Doc Holiday stuff? Oh, come on, man. Greasebag, you guys, thank you so much. For real. Oh my gosh. You guys have no you guys just want to watch me break down and cry. You just watch me, this big guy sit here, this big bald guy, I'm bald, sit here and cry and wipe my face and blow my nose and yeah, Darth, I'm talking about Wyatt Earp, the cowboy, because when was Wyatt Earp in Tombstone? When was he in Tombstone? Because they're saying this happened April 26th in 1890. Um, Oh. I don't deserve this, you guys. I'm not in it for this. No, I plan on doing something else. You know, I'm trying to still get my merch up and going. You guys. Come on, you guys. I got a persona I gotta keep up. You know, I can't be this big you guys. I truly appreciate everything you guys do. I'm trying to give you guys everything I got. I'm trying to give you what I got. I'm trying to Oh, you guys want me to stop the live stream so I you guys. Okay. Okay, you guys, for real. The reason I was asking because this happened in April 26th, 1890. So my thing was I'm just wondering if he was in Tombstone at this time because it says we were riding the flats between you guys. I'm going to hide the chat. But we were riding the flats between Wheatstone or Whetstone and Huachuca Mountains when the thing came out of the heat, skin like old leather, a head like an alligator's, and wings broad enough to throw shade on the desert. We spurred hard, fired as it skimmed the mesquite, and when it faltered, we closed and finished the job. Up close, it was uglier than we had thought. A long tail, vast wings, nothing I'd put a name to. We measured it, argued about what we were going to call it, and sent word to the town. So my thing is I wonder if Wyatt Earp heard this report. That's what I'm thinking. So, so again, here in Overland, you guys, I owe you so much. I'm gonna do better for you guys. I can do better. Overland and Alton, Illinois. What's up, Steph, the contractor? Welcome. You guys, thank you for everything, you guys. Thank you so much. I started doing this, you guys, because I had something happen to me when I was 12. I saw something that wasn't supposed to be there. And I wanted answers. And whenever I tried to talk about it, I got laughed at. I got told to shut up. Not from my dad, because my dad saw the same thing. We can only ask each other, what did we see? And as I got older and was able to afford computers and able to get on the internet, that's when I started my search. I came across Sasquatch Chronicles, told my story, and I just wanted to get answers, and I wanted to help people who's had these encounters that they don't know what to do with. These are people like me and like everybody else in the chat. They've had encounters that have absolutely wrecked their lives. They've had encounters that were pleasant. They've had encounters that were terrifying, and they can't put a finger on what it is. They don't know where to go because they're afraid of the ridicule. You know, there's a lot of people out here that have seen so many things, like that Darth right there. You saw a djinn. I don't know how I would handle if I saw a djinn. You know? And Darth, were you in the military by chance? Oh, John. Be a second here, guys. Again, you guys, thank you so much. Yeah, I try not to cry. I mean, I try the best I can, you know. Yeah, Darth, I would definitely like to hear that story. You know, in my encounters, you know, the one encounter, the two encounters that I had prior to my sighting didn't really, you know, change me in the matter because I didn't know what Bigfoot was. I had no way. Um, I was I was I was baked like a cake. Now I'm a snotball, man. But you know, the two encounters that I had prior to my sighting, I didn't know what I didn't know what a Bigfoot was. It wasn't in my vocabulary, and you know, I'd never seen him before. And then comes along the Patterson Gimlin film, and then that really caught my interest. You know, and then a couple of years later, boom, what do I see? I see a female Sasquatch 20 to 25 feet in front of our car, standing on the right side of the road. From there, I have something happen to me in the Pine Barrens. Did I have a clear look at it? No, I did not. Do I think I know what I saw? Yeah, almost 100%. And then the encounter that changed everything for me, the one in 92. It's a day that I saw a side of my little brother that changed how I looked at him. And that's the one that really changed my life. That's the one that really, really hit me in a negative way. So, Joanne, thank you so much. And Joanne, it was so nice meeting you at the conference. What do you think about sleep paralysis? I've had it hundreds of times. I think it's a true thing. I really think that it is. What brings it on? I don't know, because I've heard people say they've had sleep paralysis when they haven't really experienced anything. But I've also heard that people have had sleep paralysis when they're having some type of, an encounter of some kind. Hey, Darth, all you need to do is look it up, man. And if you can get on some type of like a Reddit or something like that, you will definitely hear a lot of stories about the jinn. So yeah, it is, John, 100%. It is a demon. All right, guys, let me get to this. Has anybody ever experienced astral projection? I don't know if it's astral projection, but when I went through a really, really, I don't know, a period in my life where I would do a lot of meditating, a lot of meditating. I feel at one time, like I felt like I left my body and I could see my body. I like walked around the room. I walked out into the hallway. Yeah, like an out of body experience. I felt that's what I had. Okay, Overland in Alton, Illinois. That's no plane. This happened between April 10th and April 24th, 1948. Um, I looked up because the plane was flapping, not banking, but flapping. It was as big as a little Piper Cub from where I stood. A couple weeks later, by Alton, my boy and I watched a torpedo-bodied bird drift across the river skyline like it owned the place. I told the papers because it scared me enough to want it to be on record. Rio Grande Valley, Texas. Big bird in my headlights. January 7th through the 14th, 1976. Now, this is coming from a police officer I'm taking because he says, my cruiser's lights hit it first. A huge bird, taller than a man, gliding down the street without flapping. Minutes later, another officer radioed the same silhouette. That week, a field turned up print. That week, a field turned up prints, three-toed, 9 inches wide, 12 inches long, and a man out of Raymondville said the thing came at him. Claws ripped at his shirt before it hauled off with a whistle like wind through a pipe. Folks laughed. We weren't laughing. Lauderdale, Illinois. It lifted my boy. June 25th, 1977. I heard Marlin scream and ran. 2 giant blackbirds were over him, pecking, beating the air. One hooked his shirt and lifted him. My 56-pound boy clear off the ground and carried him maybe 30 feet before dropping him when I got close enough to swing. I saw the white ring at its neck, the span of those wings. It gave me, let's see, we gave our statements. People made jokes. We still sleep with the porch lights on. Mr. Anderson, are you leaving? Thank you so much for coming in. Again, I'm sorry I got emotional there, you guys. You guys all hit me at one time. Oh, Mr. Anderson, I hope you're not leaving. Hello, how are you? Again, so this is Southwest Alaska. Wings like a Cessna. This is in 2002. I was flying the 207 to Montauk when the shadow crossed me. I lined it up in the window and measured the span against what I know by heart. The wing of my own Cessna is about 14 feet. It was not an eagle. It was too big. It was wrong shaped. When I sat down, I told folks to keep the kids inside until we knew what we were dealing with. In Clinton County, Pennsylvania, it swooped the camp. This was in 2012. Hello, Amity. We were camping in Chapman Township when a blackbird with a bald head came over the tree top. No joke, the wings were a car wide. It dipped the camp and the little ones bolted for the cabin, sobbing. I can still hear the rush of the leaves like fabric tearing. You can call it a vulture if that helps you sleep. I know what we saw. South Greensburg, Pennsylvania, 15 to 20 feet easy. September 25th, 2001. Again in 2001, and then again in 2021. Route 119 dusk. I heard heavy flagging flap sound and looked up. The thing paced the highway, 10, maybe 15 feet of wing, head like a log, riding the wind above the truck. 20 years later, I caught another one near Greensburg, bigger, 15 to 20 feet tip to tip, gliding without a single beat. You don't forget the sky that size bearing down on you. Now, this is what really caught me is, I talked about the South Texas Big Bird flap. So this happened in 1976, January 1st in Harley, is it Harlingen? Haring, Harlington, I don't know. Tracy, Harlingen. My fellow my Texans in this room, please tell me how you pronounce that. Tracy Lawson and Jackie Davies. I was in the backyard near the canal when I realized the big bird we've been watching wasn't right. It stood about 5 feet tall, dark, with a bald, almost like gorilla face and big red eyes. I ran for the binoculars, came back, and it was just staring at me across the water. We told our parents, and the next day found huge three-toe tracks in the dirt. What? The next day, Tom Walden, I didn't see the thing myself. I saw what was left. In the plowed earth by my place were three-toed prints pressed deep, about 9 inches wide and 12 inches long. News folks came out and put them on TV that night. Whatever made those tracks, it wasn't your everyday heron. And then on the 7th of January, San Benito officer Arturo Padilla. So we have a police officer. Good night, Janet. Thank you so much. And I'll read your email and I'll let you know. I caught it in my headlights working night patrol. A really big bird, 5 feet or so, wings like a car width, 12 to 15 feet, white in the beam. I hunt, I know birds. This was oversized. It glided through town without flapping once. Minutes later, Officer Homero Galvin, he was in a separate unit when he saw the silhouette, huge, black against the sky, gliding over the streets, too big to be any stork I've ever seen. My radio lit up. We were seeing the same thing from different blocks. In Brownsville, Alvercio, I know I'm butchered that person's name. Someone slammed my trailer like a sandbag. I went out with a knife, and there it was, 4 feet tall, eyes like silver dollars, wings like a bird, but a face like a bat. I watched it for 3 minutes from 15 feet away. I told the newspapers the truth. It's got wings like a bird, but it's not a bird. It's not of this world. Mid-January, 1976, Port Brownsville. This was reported by an unnamed woman. I saw it near the port under the lamps, as big as a car. It moved like it weighed nothing. I couldn't get out until it was gone. Mid-January 1976 in Olmito. Uh, it went over the town low, and what struck me wasn't feathers. It looked like a flying ostrich, like a ray. I'm probably saying that wrong. With a wrong head. People say pelican. Pelicans don't look like that. Um, January 14th, 1976, Raymondville, Armando Guillermo. This was, I guess, was an attack. What's up, Aaron? Hello, how are you, man? What's up, Aaron? I stepped outside my mother-in-law's house to smoke. First came the sound, big wing beats, and a weird whistling. Then claws hit my shoulder and ripped my jacket and shirt. I saw leathery bat-like wings, a monkey face, huge red eyes, but no beak. I dropped, crawled under a tree. I could hear it panting as it flew off. Neighbors found me shaking, and I kept mumbling, "Bird, bird." They hauled me to Willacy County Hospital. I stayed in bed for 2 days. 4 days later, Brownsville, two sisters at the watering hole. We went to the Racia, and there it was across the water. Tall, dark, wings wider than a car. It watched us, then slid over the trees. We ran home, still hearing it in the leaves. Late January 76, Valley follows on. Two quick hits, often mentioned in the same press cycle. San Felipe Creek, Del Rio, January 22nd. We were fishing when a huge black bird came along the creek. It was not a vulture. It was too big and too steady. Poteet, January 23rd. I caught it in the yard before dawn. Long legs, long neck, no feathers. I could see stork-like gray-blue, looked cold and starving. It let me stare before it moved on. February 24th, 1976, near Harlingen, 3 San Antonio teachers. Driving back from the valley at dusk, we spotted 2 enormous birds, bony chests, 15 to 20-foot wingspans. The profile looked like the picture of pterodons from the textbooks. We just watched, mouths open, and they paced the horizon. A San Antonio paper chased the story. The zoo director even got calls about this. Late 1970s, McCook in Brownsville, Alex Resendez. I saw it 3 times that decade. Quick glimpses in Brownsville, then broad daylight near my place in McCook. It landed in the pasture, glassy black eyes with red marks, a short, strange beak. It looked almost transparent unless you stared. Then a bull charged. It opened striped blue and white wings and lifted off like nothing I'd ever seen. This was not a heron, nor was it a stork. And that is the Thunderbirds. You guys, those are pretty crazy encounters. Let me jump in the chat. We've got one more thing. And just let you guys know, after we go over, I'm going to be going over the Flatwoods Monster, Braxton County, West Virginia. After we do that, you guys, I'm going to go live from my phone for a night chatter. So if you guys want to jump over to that, I'll probably jump on about 5 minutes after we end this live, because I got to go to the bathroom. Again, let's see what we got going on. I know I saw Steamboat talking about his pterodactyl sighting. I would love to see one. I've seen some stuff. Yeah, oh yeah, Paul. Have you ever been into one of my night chatters? He's got to go potty and go do Ray. Oh man, Ray. Ashes, are you rolling out, buddy? Wow, 12-foot wingspan, Mr. Anderson. That's awesome. Getting tired. Darth, you're in California, right? Heading to bed soon. Dinosaurs can go near a human without reason. I think any of these things can go near humans without any reason. Can you imagine a drumstick on that turkey? Heck yeah! I'll tell you right now. I'm not. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna be 100% honest with you guys. Um, if someone around me that I knew killed a Thunderbird, I would seriously say, "Let's eat it. Let's put it on the grill." Could you imagine having like a 60-pound drumstick? How awesome would that be? Okay, so how do they really look like, Dogman? Um, I've never seen one. My dad says dad said he saw a werewolf in Alaska when he was hunting. So I feel like Fred Flintstone, absolutely. That big giant rack of ribs. So, all right, guys, I'm gonna finish this up with the Flatwoods Monster. Are we ready? Heck yeah, you'd smoke it. Absolutely. All right, the Flatwood Monster, Braxton County, West Virginia. The spectral sighting, September 12th, 1952. In the twilight of that fateful evening in Braxton County, West Virginia, three young boys, Edward and Fred May, 12 and 13, and their friend Tommy Hayer, age 10, spotted a fiery object streak across the sky, crashing nearby on the Fisher farm. Alarmed, the boys summoned Edward's mother, Catherine May, along with local kids Neil Nunley and Ronnie Shaver, plus National Guardsman Gene Lemon to investigate. As they climbed the hill, a strange pulsing red light met them, followed by a chilling apparition, a towering humanoid figure nearly 10 feet tall, depending on the account, with a round red face encased in a pointed hood-like shape, glowing eyes, claw-like hands, or a metallic skirt-like body, hovering silently before it hissed and glided towards them. The encounter was accompanied by a noxious mist that made witnesses feel sick, and after a scream and a dropped flashlight, all fled in terror. The incident exploded into national headlines. Kathleen May and Gene Lemon were even dispatched to New York to share their story on a broadcast radio. Now, these are the pretty much the encounters or the interview parts or whatever they left. Darth, have a good night, man. Thank you so much for joining. If you've subscribed, thank you so much. Thank you for joining the chat. And I look forward to hearing from you in the future, man. Thank you so much. But these are all I want to say are eyewitness accounts of what, if they were interviewed, what was said. Okay. So the first one, Edward or Eddie May, the streak and the landing. Fred and Tommy and I were on the school lawn when the sky tore open. What's up there, Timothy? It's a long time. Hi, guys. It's a month, man. I heard about it. It's legendary. What did you hear about? The Mothman? So he says, Fred, Tommy, and I, this is coming from Eddie May, were on the school lawn when the sky tore open. A bright burning thing came over Flatwoods and dropped behind G. Bailey Fisher's place. We ran for Mom's house, yelling that something had come down. We weren't fooling. We wanted adults and a flashlight because whatever it was it sat down in our heels. Hey, Jeff M., what's going on, man? Thank you. Man, I appreciate that. Thank you so much, man. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Kathleen May, Eddie's mother, she said, my boys came in out of breath saying a thing had landed on Fisher Hill. I grabbed a flashlight and went to them. Neil Nunley, little Ronnie Shaver, and Gene Lemon from the guard came too. Up top, we saw a pulsing red light through the brush. Gene shined the beam, and something stood there, 10 feet, if an inch. A red round face inside a hood shape like a spade. The body looked dark with folds of clothing. I swear I saw little clawed hands held out in front. It hissed and glided towards us. We ran. I was sick to my stomach from the pungent mist on the air. Private Gene Lemon of the West Virginia National Guard said, I led with the flashlight. At first, I caught what looked like two bright eyes. Then the whole thing came into the beam. Tall, hooded, face blood red. When it moved, I dropped my light and we all bolted. I've hunted owls. This was not that. Why would you hunt owls? Whatever it wasn't walking right. More like it floated off the ground. Neil Nunley, he stated, from the hilltop, I could see a pulsing red like a light. Ray, thank you so much, man. Good Lord, thank you, man. Whatever Steamboat tells me, it's not true. Oh, man. Oh, trust me. 1 second here, you guys. Someone just buzzed in. No. Hold on a second. That's not what I wanted to do.
Any pizza, any topping?
Okay, so Neil Nunley said he saw a pulsing red like light down the slope. We weren't close yet when Gene's light hit the shape. When it hissed, everybody broke. I remember the smell, sharp, oily, and my throat burned when we got back down. I couldn't stop shaking when we told the sheriff. Ronnie Shaver, the youngest of the group, he said, I was the smallest one there. I saw a big hood and that red face, and I ran like my legs weren't mine. My eyes watered from the stink up there. I didn't sleep that night. I kept seeing it moving without moving, like it slid at us. Sheriff Robert L. Carr, when he responded, he goes, we were already checking in on a report of a downed aircraft when the call came in from Flatwoods. I went up there. I went up with a reporter and the guard boy later. We found no craft and no creature, no sound, no lights. I can tell you folks were scared. I can also tell you we didn't find anything to hold as evidence that night. The reporter that went up there is Ailey Stewart Jr. He's a co-publisher of the Braxton Democrat. I'd been on that hill with the sheriff that night. We came back around 7 a.m. and walked the site again. In the meadows, I found two parallel skid marks and an odd gummy deposit in the grass. I photographed it and reported it. Whether it was a saucer, I couldn't say, only that those marks weren't there before. And the people I interviewed were still trembling when they told me what they saw. Now, there were two adjacent reports that are often told with the Flatwood cases. Audra Harper, she goes, "We were cutting through the woods towards the store when we saw what looked like a ball of fire on the nearby hill. We thought it was we thought it was brush burning until it blinked out and a tall dark figure stood where the fire had been. We didn't wait to get closer. We ran and I didn't take that shortcut again." George Snitgowski, he said, "My wife, our baby, and I were driving Route 4 when the car died. I popped the hood, nothing obvious. That's when I saw it by the trees, very tall, eyes bright, and the air smelled sour like metal. It moved without sound, came close enough that I saw forked claw like hands, and then it drifted back. A glowing sphere rose out of the woods after, paused, and then rocked, then shot off. When the car finally started, we didn't stop until we were at a place with more lights around us." And you guys, hey, what's up, brother Littlefoot? You guys, that is the Flatwood Monster, and that is the live stream for tonight. You guys, thank you so much. I truly appreciate everything that you guys did tonight. I have no words. I'm still going to tell you I don't deserve it, and I am truly humbled by all the support that you show me and my channel. When I started this channel almost a year ago, I would have been happy with just 500 subscribers, 100 subscribers. That was my goal. This was actually to get 200 subscribers so I can do lives and just talk. And I thought that it was just going to be me talking and asking people if they'd like to come on the show, and maybe someone would say yes. October is my first year anniversary being your guys's podcast host for the Cryptid podcast. And I can't believe it's already a year. It doesn't seem like a year. My goal for the end of September is 5,000 subscribers. And I have a sneaking suspicion that I'm going to hit that goal. So with that, you guys, thank you. Thank you. If you have not already subscribed and are thinking about subscribing, please do. Please subscribe, hit the notifications, because we're ending this live chat, and then in about 5 minutes, I'm going to be going live again for Night Chatter with Dano. That's where we talk about cryptids, but then we talk probably about sports, food, favorite drinks, all that kind of stuff. And again, it's just a random. Oh man, you guys, thank you so much, Renee. Thank you. So, you guys, this isn't good night. This is we'll see you for Night Chatter. All right. So you guys jump on in there, and hey, mods, you guys had it easy tonight during this live stream, but I'm gonna tell you. Yeah, absolutely, we can have UFOs, because I'll tell you my UFO encounter, man. Timothy Daniels, good seeing you, man. Jason, I promise you, man. I'll tell you my UFO encounter. I love hearing UFO encounters. I really do. I believed in UFOs before I believed in Bigfoot. That's a fact, and that's the truth. I'm glad you found the channel too, Mr. Now, hey, Mr. Anderson, are you a wrestling fan at all? I'm waiting to hear if Mr. Anderson is a wrestling fan at all. And the reason I'm asking is because there was a guy in the WWE and AEW and TNA, and then he just was a super jerk and pretty much found himself out on the ropes, I guess you can say. But he went by Mr. Kennedy and he went by Mr. Anderson. And whenever I see someone named Anderson, I go, Mr. Anderson. Or you go, Kennedy. Man, I don't want to make anybody cry, man. So, all right, you guys, we're rolling up out of here, man. I'm telling you. And you guys, I want to see you guys in like 5 minutes if possible. If you get there a little late, that's fine. I got to go to the big man's room. You guys, as Josh always says, for Mysteries Unknown, stay prayed up. And as I always like to say, remember, a legend always begins with a sighting. Thank you so much for you guys. Thank you for everything you've done. You guys, we are going to start Night Chatter in a few moments. I'll see you for some Night Chatter. Bye, guys.
I got a strange going on out here. Something just killed my dog.
Something killed your dog?